One Piece, chapter 1122 is out, and it is a banger of a chapter. I personally love it, and I think it's the only fitting and logical end to the battle with the Gorosei. And once again, we get to see him, the man, the myth, and the legend that is Joy Boy. So let's get right into One Piece chapter 1122. But before that, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button below and subscribe to the page. Let's get the blank face to 2,500 subscribers before the end of the year and reach the next milestone in this channel's growth. I appreciate all of those who subbed and love my videos. I do this for you. Thank you. But let's get back to One Piece chapter 1122, and there will be spoilers if that isn't obvious. So the chapter starts with a wonderful portrait of our boy Smoker, a dedication to My Hero Academia creator Horikoshi, which is very cool. Also, the last time we saw Smoker in One Piece, he was towing a rather conspicuous box behind him. Perhaps a poneglyph? Doubtful. But it would be cool, as smoke is in fact a mark of a put-out flame. So, could Smoker be the mysterious man marked by flames? Who knows? But again, doubtful. What I do know is that I am happy to see him, but I won't lie, he has fallen out of favor with me recently with his numerous losses. First to Law, then to Virgo, then Dofi. Then it just seems the story itself, because he just kind of disappeared for a good minute. So yeah, he needs to do something soon. Something epic. But continuing, we get more reactions from around the world. One thing I noticed is that people seem to look for the Marines for help, and not the world government. To me, this further divides the two factions, which I've always considered to be separate, but the citizens of the One Piece world, or should I say, the suffering of the citizens, may be what causes the Marines to defect from the world government. We'll see. Again, we have pirates doing pirate stuff, claiming they'll be the one to get the One Piece, when they're not even close. Then we see Koby listening in and thinking back to his conversation with Luffy and Luffy's desire to find and claim the One Piece. And then he makes a rather bold statement. He says he's going to stop Luffy from achieving his dream. And I gotta say, unless Koby gets a power-up much greater than what he showed on Hachinosu, he doesn't currently stand a chance against Luffy. But I admire his conviction. The last time we fought Luffy was after Enies Lobby in Water 7, I think. Regardless, he got folded. But since then, he has been putting in that work, so maybe a fully powered Koby can at least land a couple punches on the Gear 5th Luffy. We then hop over to Karibari Island with Buggy again, preaching to his subordinates. And you can just tell Crocodile and Mihawk are just done with Buggy. But I do wonder if after hearing Vegapunk's message, they've gotten a change of heart. I feel Crocodile would be more intrigued, considering he now knows the One Piece is truly real and not a fantasy. Mihawk, on the other hand, even if the world would be completely submerged in water, he's probably fine just drifting on his little coffin boat. We also get Blackbeard, and he's officially about to learn about the other two ancient weapons in Wano and Shirahoshi and Fishman Island. Caribou is far too much of a weak, slimy piece of Sea King doo-doo to not crack at the pressure of a Yonko. Lucky for us, this does create a very interesting dynamic, because it will pit Blackbeard and Luffy in direct confrontation, as both Wano and Fishman Island are allied with and under the protection of Luffy. But I don't believe this will stop Blackbeard from trying to possess possibly two ancient weapons. We then return to Egghead Island, and I just have to say that Workery is freaking huge. In the shot before, he looked about as big as the Orange Giant, certainly bigger, but not too much. In this shot, he is towering over Emeth. Also, a little detail I've noticed is that the haki clad over Workery's head has the same flame pattern we see in Gear 4th Luffy, and that one time with Big Mom. We also see similar markings on Saturn's legs. I think there's something interesting here. These flame patterns aren't random and are important in some way, and I have a theory for that. But with this assault on Emeth, Workery finally destroys the transponder snail, truly ending the transmission. I would say mission accomplished, but Vegapunk got a lot of information out, so I say the Gorosei failed this mission. Well, the mission's not over yet, as Venus Juro is still after the Thousand Sunny, which is nearer to the sea. It almost seems as though Atlas sacrificed herself for nothing, but that's also unfortunately realistic. The Gorosei cannot be damaged, and Atlas doesn't even use haki, so she was never even going to successfully stall Nosturo. But we get to look at Zoro gearing up to challenge the Giant Centaur once again, and I gotta give Zoro his props. I love the determination to just do what must be done. However, at the same time, the other Gorosei are about to pounce on both the Thousand Sunny and the Elbaf ship. We also get confirmation that Saturn did not land in the sea after Luffy and Bonnie's attack, but the shore, and has recovered completely. So we still don't know if the Gorosei can survive in water or not. They certainly have no fear of it, as they continually seem to want to dive head first into the ocean, and this can only lead me to believe that they have some kind of immunity, but I digress. We then see Emeth grab a knot that was being kept inside of him, and he thinks about his friend Joy Boy. He admits that Joy Boy can't be alive, but Luffy looks so much like him. And that right there has me thinking. He didn't say that Luffy looked like Nika. He said he looked like Joy Boy. And I'm going to just say it. I think Luffy and the Monkey D family might be descended directly from Joy Boy, perhaps in the same way Zoro is descended directly from Ryuma. If Emeth had said that Luffy looked like Nika, I'd attribute it to his Gear 5th form, but he said Joy Boy, and then when he asked Luffy his name, he takes note of the D. He again apologizes that he couldn't make Joy Boy king, not the Pirate King, just king. Essentially, what Emu is now. I think Joy Boy and Emu knew each other, and not only as enemies, but Joy Boy was betrayed, or maybe his crew was deceived, who knows, but someone had to sentence Zunisha to walk for eternity. Was it Joy Boy, or was it Emu? Why was it Emu who became king? I can't wait for the Void Century flashback. It's going to be amazing. Speaking of amazing, the haki Emeth's not released? Wow. It makes Roger and Whitebeard's clash look like child's play. It makes Shanks and the other Yonko, including Luffy, look like babies in a game for adults. The sheer power Oda displays in this double spread is insane. The haki even splits the sky on its own. Nothing we've seen compares. And I know that the anime had Luffy split the sky upon awakening into Gear 5th, but I'm pretty certain that was an anime exclusive moment. Not to mention, I also think that initial burst of haki that split the skies, even in the anime, was Joy Boy's haki. Because this haki burst that we see Emeth release wasn't his. It was Joy Boy's. And I'm skipping ahead for a bit because at the end of the chapter, we learn that Joy Boy was some kind of way able to seal and compress his most powerful haki into that knot. And upon releasing that knot, the power and might of this ancient haki would be unleashed. And wow. So this blast pretty much knocked out everybody who wasn't a vice admiral or a giant or just have a very strong will. But more importantly, it blew back and caused the Gorosei to devolve from their monster forms. Do you know the only other time we see this? It's with Saturn and the Mother Flame. Guys, these flames are important, and I will be doing a video on them soon. But the Gorosei not only devolved, but are knocked back to Mary Joa. Only Saturn remained, and I'm sure it's because he wasn't summoned there like the others. However, I'm not sure why. I'm just fairly confident that that is why he's still on the island. Regardless, I do think this was the only way the Straw Hats could actually escape. The Straw Hats and the Giants combined couldn't have taken down the Gorosei and the Marines there. Eventually, the world government and the Marines would have come out victorious, so unless something like this happened, the Straw Hats would have lost. Mainly because the Gorosei, they don't take damage, they always recover. Also, even after this haki blast, the Gorosei still seem to be uninjured, if a bit winded. Even Marcus Mars is sitting for a change. We also see Emu losing their mind in the Room of Flowers, thinking dreadfully about Joy Boy. Now, 3 things are going on here that most people probably overlooked. Either Emu is somehow connected to the Gorosei and witnessed Joy Boy's power and haki through them, or he possesses amazing observation haki and could sense Joy Boy's haki from across the world. Or Joy Boy's haki is so powerful and potent that it could be felt all the way at Mary Joa. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But after Emeth's display of Joy Boy's haki, the Straw Hats are pretty much home free and headed to Elbaf. They all wonder where the monsters went and how a robot can use haki. All pertinent questions that will not be answered in this chapter. But finally, at the close, We see a more detailed silhouette of Joy Boy in a flashback between Joy Boy and Emeth. Joy Boy seems to have a peg leg and possibly a hook for his right hand and right leg, which means he's probably has an eye patch too. As Oda said, he has a design for the quintessential pirate with an eye patch and everything, and it being Joy Boy would be fitting. Joy Boy is also wearing the signature straw hat, though it's not near as big as the one Emu has frozen. The Iron Giant is quite a big machine, bigger than giants, but not enough for this silhouette of Joy Boy to be a giant. So I don't know whose hat Emu has. We'll see, I suppose. But Joy Boy expresses his desire to protect his friend Emeth even after his death, as he knows Emeth will live far longer than him, and he gifts Emeth his haki, the haki that I spoke of earlier. And it's here where Emeth expresses his joy of having Joy Boy forever with him until such a time into the far-flung future. And the chapter ends. I love it. I like how this chapter ends. If this is the end of the Egghead arc, then I have truly enjoyed it. But please tell me your thoughts on One Piece chapter 1122 in the comments below. Did you like the chapter? Did you not like it as much? I'd love to know. I'm going to try and do more chapter reviews. It's a bit hard to get them out, but I will do my best. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button below and subscribe to the page. In the meantime, here are 2 videos you might like. Until next time, I've been the Blank Face, and I'll see you in the next one.